Hi, I'm Davon with Discover UMES, and I'm here with Sharon Bermel, the head coach of the UMES champion bowling team. How are you doing?
I am absolutely great. I'm on cloud 9 right now.
How does it feel like to be the head coach of the champion bowling team of UMES?
I couldn't be any prouder. Proud for the fact that we were able to represent the institution in such a wonderful way, and proud for the young ladies that put the 6 o'clock workouts in and to make this all happen.
Come on, fans, keep your ball going as we introduce the coaching staff. Manager, Mr. Maurice Lee. Unable to be with us this morning, assistant coaches, Miss Brunel and Dow Boots. All right, fans, make some noise for your head coach, Miss Sharon Bermel. Your three-time winning national championship bowling team. Make some noise, fans! Students, faculty, staff, fans, and Hawk faithful, it is my pleasure to stand before you today and help honor our school's latest and greatest accomplishment, the 2011 Lady Hawks bowling team, three-time national champions. Now, for those of you who haven't truly grasped the magnitude of what this team has done, if you'll allow me a few moments, I'd like to tell you about it. It really all started about 13 years ago when the captain of the UMES Faculty and Staff Bowling League, now our coach Sharon Bermel, gave in and said yes to becoming the head coach of this squad. By her own account, they were, quote, terrible. But to any of you who've ever had the pleasure to speak with Coach Bermel, you know just one thing, or several things. She makes a great first impression. She's a wonderful person, she knows something about everything, and she is a winner. 10 years ago, just 3 years into her run, she won her first Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference title, but that wasn't good enough. At the time, there was no NCAA tournament for bowling. It was the USBC Collegiate Championships, and Coach Bermel set a goal to make that. So in 2003, she did. And they have been back to that event every year except one. 1 year later, the NCAA took the emerging sport of women's bowling and made a national tournament. They would take just 8 teams in the country. UMES was one of those selected in 2004, and they have been back every year since. Doing the math, which is not my forte, that's a run of 8 straight years, something only 2 other schools in the nation can even boast of doing. In 2006, the glory years, as I call them, of UMES bowling started. They rattled off 3 straight MEAC championships. The last one of those in 2008 paved the way for a national championship. The banner for that hangs in front of me today. That was the first, and until this year, only NCAA championship this school had ever won. We became the first historically black college or university to ever win a women's national championship, and Sharon Bermel became the first woman and first African American to ever coach a national championship bowling team. Four years later, and the Lady Hawks are back on top of the collegiate bowling world. They were ranked no lower than 2nd in the nation all season long. They rode into Greensboro, North Carolina in March and claimed their 6th MEAC bowling championship. They did that in front of a national audience, which was televised on ESPNU. They took that momentum to Detroit, and on April 16th, UMES won the 2011 NCAA Bowling Championship. Now that is, of course, the 2nd title in school history, and they became the first ever HBCU to own 2 NCAA Division I national championships in any sport. They did that on ESPN, showing the world their talents and bragging rights, and for good measure even got some shout-outs on Twitter from Terrell Owens and other NFL stars. But after all that, they weren't done. 1 week later, they went to Columbus, Georgia. They competed in the USBC Intercollegiate Team Championships. Now that's arguably harder to win than the NCAAs. They take 16 teams. They're made up of all NCAA schools, junior colleges, NAIA schools, club teams. And no problem at all. They won that one as well. For good measure, that'll be televised later this month on ESPN2, completing the ESPN trifecta for the team. Fans, no school in the history of college bowling has ever won 2 titles in 1 year. And I would say it's such a rare accomplishment that many in the bowling world believe it will never happen again. So as your friends back at home or other schools talk about their football team and their basketball team or whatever they have there, be proud of your history-making Lady Hawks. Because you can say without doubt, without dispute, without challenge, that your school has the best college bowling team in the nation. I'm almost done, but give me just a couple more moments to tell you about some of these young ladies briefly who made up this team. And I'll go in class order. This squad only had 1 freshman, Miss Megan Bouja. Megan, wave. Hi, Megan. Now, coming into a program as good as UMES's, it would have been easy for her to sit back, watch, try to learn, and ride the wave of success. But this Illinois native was more than ready. It was the finals on television of the USBC Championships, and Megan had her number called. She came off the bench, threw good shots, was a vital piece of winning the Hawks' 2nd title. Megan's going to bowl later this month in the upcoming singles championship for the nation, making the field with the 3rd highest score in the nation, and she's just getting started. She's just a freshman. We have a pair of sophomores on this squad. Miss Tania Falbo is the first one I'd like to talk about. And just like Megan was called upon, Tania was called upon in the first national championship. She had to sub in on TV in the finals. We were down 2-1 at one point, and Tania was a huge part in bringing us back and winning that championship. Tania may have been typically the first sub off the bench this season, but she found herself on the approaches all too often, throwing good shots and making strikes and spares, and she is someone that will help UMES in 2012 and beyond. Our other sophomore is Angie Ramirez. Angie, wave. Angie was the MEAC Rookie of the Year last year. And how do you top that? Well, she went out and became an All-American this season. She averaged a 202, was MVP of a Hawk Classic, a MEAC Bowler of the Week, first team All-MEAC selection, and for good measure went home to our home country of Colombia and made the national team. Angie's selection as an All-American is very significant, and I'll tell you about that a little bit later. How about a hand for Angie Ramirez? Our lone junior is Miss Paula Vilas. Paula. Now, if you know Paula, then, well, you know Paula. She's the life of the party. She's the life of this team. Her energy keeps the Hawks going. She's the leadoff bowler. She was an all-conference selection, a MEAC Bowler of the Week. Holds the only perfect game in UMES history. And she averaged over a 200 this season, a 202 in fact. Finally, we come upon our 3 seniors. And folks, you have no idea the impact these young women have had on our program. They have won combined 3 national championships. And they have won more awards than I could mention today, but between them, they have 10 All-American nods. First is kind of the linchpin of this whole thing, Miss Martha Perez. Hi, Martha. Now, 4 years ago, when Coach Morrell recruited Martha, she casually said one day, "Don't you know anybody else who can bowl?" And from there on, Martha is pretty much responsible for 3 of her teammates and 2 commitments for next year in one way, shape, or form. Martha doesn't just know good bowlers, she is one. She's a 2-time All-American, a former MEAC Most Outstanding Performer, and a 3-time All-MEAC Performer, and scores just under a 209 average. This season, she missed a perfect game by just 4 pins. Oh, and back at home, she's the reigning Colombian national champion. We got a hand for Martha Perez. Her other two classmates also have quite the impressive resumes. Miss Christina Fromm. Christina is a four-time All-American. She is one of two people ever in the history of UMES athletics to hold that distinction. This year she was a member of, or named the NCAA Championship Most Valuable Player. She's an All-MEAC selection. And she'll head to Texas later this month to bowl for the national singles title as well. She got there by rolling the highest score in the nation in any qualifying event. She averaged over a 208, and that's all pretty good. But this young lady's also got quite the academic resume. The whole team does, in fact. But Christina earlier this season was named the Bernstein Award winner here at UMES, which is the highest academic award we give out as a university. And then about a week later in Detroit, she received the Elite 88 Award, which is the highest academic award the NCAA gives out in each sport. Lastly, a young lady that when she was interviewed by TV, Martha referred to as the best bowler she knew of is Miss Maria Rodriguez. Maria is the other part of the pair that is only a four-time All-American. She not only is an All-American, but she was the National Player of the Year. Let me repeat that. She was the National Player of the Year, the first one in UMES history. Of course, she was the MEAC Player of the Year as well, that for the third time. She earned all conference honors, and she'll bowl along with Christina and Megan for the national singles title. She also won first place back in her home country of Colombia in the team trials, and will bowl all over the world representing her home country. And she averaged a 211 for the season. Ladies and gentlemen, a hand for all of these ladies. Now, one last note. I said earlier that Andrew Ramirez became an All-American this year, and that did something pretty important for our program. With that selection, the Lady Hawks lined up to bowl in Detroit. They became the first team in collegiate sports history, basketball, football, baseball, anything you can think of, collegiate sports history, to start a lineup entirely of All-Americans. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, how about a hand for your 2011 MEAC, NCAA, and USBC champions. Fans, at this time it's my honor and privilege to turn the podium over to our president, Dr. Thelma B. Thompson. Madam President.
Thank you very much, Coach Bromell and Lady Hawks, elected officials and city officials on the platform, faculty, staff, administrators, and friends of UMES, and of course, my stunning students here. Good morning. This is a very good way to spend the university hour, cheering and clapping and being happy over another good, I would say another great accomplishment of our students and faculty here at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. I was just saying to the team, you don't see us while you're bowling. We may be at home, we may not be with you, but we are on the edge of our chairs, cheering for you. We are watching nonstop. The telephone goes unanswered, and always you bring us such great joy. So today, my job is to say to the athletic department that you have done it for me this year. Whether it's the double victory at homecoming that we have long awaited, whether it's Coach Barrett and his pen relays, whether it is the three-time winner of a great national award in bowling throughout this athletic department, whether it is a hawk walk we had on Saturday morning. We have had a great time this year, and I am personally grateful to the athletes who are carefully chosen to come here, to the coaches, to anybody who helps with these students we have here. I can't have our pet band go unnoticed because people are crediting our success to the music that has been added, and of course our cheerleaders. In this team, everybody deserves credit, but Lady Hawks, know that you've made us triply proud, and know that we have a history here of sending you on to great things. Coach Brumell is not just satisfied with bowling, she wants good grades. And as I retire, I am going to predict, Coach Brumell, that your budget will be doubled. I am going to predict that we will have a male bowling team that will do as well as your female bowling team. I am going to predict that athletics will continue to prosper and to bring us these very happy moments. So, on behalf of the system and on behalf of the entire administration, let the record say, you made us happy, you made us proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. At this time, we'd like to call forward Commissioner Joey Gardner from the town of Princess Anne for a special presentation.
Good morning. I'd just like to say what an honor it is for me to be here today to represent the town of Princess Anne. Just about a year ago, I was elected as a town commissioner here, and throughout this past year, I've had an opportunity to come on campus and be and have things in the town, also be associated with the college and people from the college, and joining this great student body and faculty here. And I just want to say this is a great way to end my first year as a commissioner, to honor these fine athletes and students. As you well have already heard, they've made some great accomplishments. So I'll read to you the resolution that was passed last evening at our town meeting, honoring the students. And Coach, now if you'll come forward. Resolution of the President of the Commissioners of Princess Anne commending the University of Maryland Eastern Shore Women's Bowling Team. Whereas the University of Maryland Eastern Shore Women's Bowling Team has shown itself to be an example of outstanding sportsmanship and come from behind determination. Whereas UMES won 9 of its 13 matches, coming out of the losers bracket of the round robin double elimination tournament to win the collegiate sports stock prize. Whereas the Lady Hawks defeated Fairleigh Dickinson University and the nation's top ranked squad 3 times in this year's tournament, and Vanderbilt twice. Whereas the University of Maryland Eastern Shore Women's Bowling Team's victory in the final match over Vanderbilt University marks the 2nd time in 4 years that the university has taken home the national title. Whereas the University of Maryland Eastern Shore Bowling Team, Women's Bowling Team, also brought home top honors from the United States Bowling Congress, the founders of the Women's Bowling Tournament, and whereas this is the first time any university has won both titles in the same year. Whereas seniors Christina Fromm, Martha Perez, and Maria Rodriguez ended their careers on the UMS bowling team the way they started, with an NCAA Division I National Championship. Whereas senior Maria Rodriguez was named National Player of the Year. Whereas Christina Fromm, who was a freshman on the 2008 NCAA National Championship team, is a Dean's List student in accounting who received the university's top all-around student honor, the Bernstein Achievement Award, the Elite 88 Award, and was named the 2011 tournament's most outstanding performer and is a role model for all of our youth. Whereas the citizens and the President and Commission of the Town of Princess Anne want to extend congratulations to the University of Maryland Eastern Shore Women's Bowling Team for its display of excellence. Now, therefore, the President and Commission of Princess Anne resolve our sincere congratulations to the University of Maryland Eastern Shore Women's Bowling Team for winning the National Collegiate Conference Athletic Association Championship, and our pride in the bowling team for bringing the national championship home to Princess Anne in Somerset County, and our pride in the hard work, determination, and the high academic standards shown by these young women. So resolved this second day of May 2011, and it's signed by all of us. So I'll present you with that, and I also have a key to our town. It's a nice gold shiny key. I went around last night and it does fit all the locks in town, so you'll have no problem getting in anywhere you want. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Gardner. And at this time, we'd like to call forward representing Somerset County, Maryland, Commissioners Mathias and Lamb.
Good morning. It gives us great pleasure to stand before you this morning to offer this proclamation on behalf of the Somerset County Commissioners for this great accomplishment. And this and of course we have to give honor to Dr. Thompson, to her administrative staff, to Coach and her bowling team, and we would like to read for you this proclamation on behalf of the Somerset County Commissioners. Whereas on April the 14th, 15th, and 16th, the University of Maryland Eastern Shore women's bowling team was one of 8 teams invited to participate in the Division I Women's Bowling Championship in Taylor, Michigan. And whereas UMES came from behind to defeat Vanderbilt and win the title, and whereas UMES also won the 2011 Maryland Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference title, and whereas the Somerset County Commissioners wish to commend the 7-member team for excelling as students as well as athletes in their chosen area of competition. Now, therefore, we, the Board of Commissioners for Somerset County, Maryland, do hereby adopt this proclamation in honor of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore women's bowling team in winning their 2nd NCAA title on April the 16th, 2011. Proclaimed this 3rd day of May, 2011, by the Board of Commissioners of Somerset County, Rex Simpkins, President, Charles Fisher, Vice President, Craig Mathias, Commissioner, Jerry Boston, Commissioner, and Randy Laird, Commissioner. And we're going to ask Mr. Laird if he would present this to Coach.
Thank you, Commissioners. At this time, we'd like to ask Mr. Bill Robinson, who is the UMES Director of Public Relations, to come forward with a message from the Maryland State Senate.
Thank you, Stan. I have in front of me a resolution from the Maryland State Senate, and it reads this way. It says, be it hereby known to all that the Senate of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to the University of Maryland Eastern Shore women's bowling team in recognition of winning the 2011 National Collegiate Athletic Association Division I Championship. The entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution to be presented on this 3rd day of May 2011. It's signed by the President of the Senate, and it was sponsored by our local state senator, James Mathias. This morning, I was also hand-delivered another document that wasn't on the official program, and this one comes from United States Senator Benjamin Cardin, who is offered a certificate of special recognition, and it's very simple, so I'll just hand these 2 documents over to the coach, and you can add them to your collection.
And finally, our last presentation will be read by Director of Alumni Affairs, Kim Dumpson, and comes from Governor Martin O'Malley.
Coach Pramell and Lady Hawks, on behalf of the Governor of the State of Maryland, be it known that on behalf of the citizens of the state, in recognition of the expertise, skill, and success demonstrated by the University of Maryland Eastern Shore Women's Bowling Team in winning the 2011 National Collegiate Athletic Association Championship, its second Division I championship in 4 years. And as the people of Maryland recognize and applaud your bowling victory and outstanding achievement, we are pleased to confer upon you this Governor's citation, given under my hand in the Great Seal of the State of Maryland this 3rd day of May, 2011, Governor Martin O'Malley and Lieutenant Governor Anthony Brown.
We also have a special presentation from the Governor's office that I'd like to read at this time. There's 3 of them. The Maryland General Assembly official citation, be it hereby known to all that sincerest congratulations are offered to Christina Fromm, in recognition of being named the 2010-2011 NCAA Most Outstanding Performer and member of the NCAA Division I Championship Women's Bowling Team. Christina? General Assembly also set forward an official citation. Be it hereby known to all that sincerest congratulations are offered to Martha Perez in recognition of being named 2010-2011 Most Outstanding Student by the Social Science Department of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore and member of the NCAA Division I Championship Women's Bowling Team. Martha. And the General Assembly wanted to complete the trifecta and also present an official citation. Hereby known to all sincerest congratulations are offered to Maria Rodriguez in recognition of being named the 2010-2011 Player of the Year by the National 10-Pin Coaches Association and member of the NCAA Division I Championship Women's Bowling Team. Maria? General Assembly felt it fit to honor all 3 seniors. At this time, I'd like to bring forward our Director of Athletics, Mr. Keith Davidson.
Thank you, Stan. Good morning, everyone. Madam President, I think I'm going to have to give you another ring, huh? I've given you a lot of jewelry over the past couple of years. People are going to start to talk. I'd like to thank commissioners for attending. University is a proud member of the community, and your presence here shows your pride in this fine university. I'd also like to thank Dr. Jenkins, Dr. Bolden, Mr. Hawkins, Dr. Forsythe, and Dr. Williams. Thank you for your attending. Also because of your hard work that we've had this success here today. So thank you for attending. 3 years ago, in 2008, Coach Brunell and I think you remember, were sitting in, it was a Sunday morning, it was cold in Omaha. We were sitting in the airport trying to get our arms around what we had just accomplished with winning that national championship in 2008. And I looked at Coach Brunell and I told her that we won the game, but what was most important was that we had to win the end game. And at that time I told her, I said, there's nobody we won't bowl, there's no place we won't go to bowl to. And you can tell by the tapestry of our program that there's no place we won't go to recruit. 3 years later, we stand here, and Coach, I can say now, congratulations, you won the end game. What I told her was that it didn't honor our 2008 championship to fall off the face of the earth in women's bowling. Today you stand here with not only the best team in the country, but the best program in the country. Teams have good years from year to year, but programs stay consistent. And so I congratulate you. You know, you've meant a lot to me. Not only are you my bowling coach, but you're my associate athletic director and my senior women administrator. So you do a lot. So with that, it gives me great pride to introduce the National Championship Coach of the Year, Ms. Sharon Brunell.
I'd like to start off by saying thank you for coming out to support us and our achievements. I didn't expect to have to speak today because I wasn't really sure that all this was going on because I've been gone out of town. I'm really proud of the team that we have here. These young ladies have worked very, very hard academically and athletically. I know that you don't get to see them very often because we bowl in so many places other than our own area. But these young ladies have gotten up at 6 o'clock in the morning and worked out and bowled and everything that they needed to do to become the team that they are today. I'm really going to miss them. I think we're all going to miss them. They've made a big impact on the university. I thank all of our administrators for supporting our program because without the support, we could not have achieved any of this. I mean, there's been times where we needed money and I could call the comptroller's office and on a drop of a dime, they were there to support us and make sure that we had what we needed to get out of here and to go and compete. There's times where we had a few problems getting into our own bowling center, but our administration and our president made it possible that we would have that facility available for us to practice, and I think that's been a big step in us being so successful because we've had the opportunity to go into the facility and use it when we needed it. So I thank our custodians for going over and cleaning our approaches so that the young ladies can do what they need to do. It's special. Winning is great. I still haven't really grasped what we've done because I know it's big and because I keep hearing people and they're calling me from all over the United States telling us how big this is. The biggest thing I know is that I had 7 young ladies with a lot of heart and a lot of desire to win. And they wanted to win in the classroom and on the bowling alley, and they did that. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to replace them. And some of them, it's okay because they're part of me now. They'll always be a part of me. And we'll just go on and find some more. My family will get bigger. I have to thank my husband and my assistant coach who aren't here. They're doing other things right now. My husband's golfing, but anyway, without them and without their support, this wouldn't have been possible either because we spend a lot of time on the road and my assistant coach spends a lot of times with the young ladies on the lanes. My son, since he's been 10 years old, I've been doing this, and he used to sleep under the tables when he was following us around. So he's done without me a lot, but he's still supported me in all areas of trying to be successful with this. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for our community who has recognized our accomplishments. And I can't say thank you enough to everybody for helping us be as successful and for winning this national championship. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you.
Coach Vermeil and team, it is traditional that the President of the United States entertains national champions. So get ready. We haven't gotten the letter yet, but I'm sure you'll be called to Washington soon. And Coach Vermeil, on behalf of the faculty, staff, students, and administrators of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, I'd like to present to you with this small token of our appreciation. We've said a lot of thanks, but this little gift is something that will remind you that we live with grateful hearts for all you have done. Thank you so much.
But if I could have the team go ahead and come up. There are 3 strings hanging, ladies. I'd like you to divide yourselves up. And Mr. Rhett Burton here is gonna give you a clue and give you a countdown. But when he tells you, we want you to get ready to tug on those.
All right, band, you know what to do. Fans, I need you to stand on your feet as we get ready to unveil your 3 championship banners. Ladies, on the count of 3, I need you to pull the string. Bang top and say, 1, 2, 3. Congratulations, Lady Hawks.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out today. That concludes our program, but don't leave. Our young ladies are going to sign some autographs at the far end. And what would a party be without some cake? So we've got that for you as well. So please stick around, your chance to meet and talk with young ladies, get their autograph down later, have some cake. We appreciate you coming out so much. On behalf of Mr. Davidson, our Coach Bromell, and President Thompson, thank you again. Have a good day.
And thank you for joining us with Discover UMES. See you next time.